Good morning. All right. He said every day it's the same thing. I'm looking at this red line. It shows the stream and it should be green, but I'm going to go ahead and keep talking. Should I turn? Well, yeah, I know I'm going to have to turn the light on. Let me just double check before I start this. Hopefully everybody is doing well this morning. Yeah. All the kids are well. Okay, this is live. All right. All right, I guess I'm good. Let me turn the sound up. I'm just trying to make sure I can hear. You all can hear. I don't hear anything. All right, there we go. It's a lag. Make that lag. All right. Let me turn this light on because I can't see. Turn these glasses off. Whew, boy, take these glasses off. Guys, I'm so excited for this little chat. This is a story time. It's a serious story time. I'm so excited, and I'm glad that I waited to do it today, and not yesterday, because something else happened yesterday, and I'm going to save the best for last. That just about. I don't know if that trumped everything I'm getting ready to tell you about this whole experience, but I was just like, in the whole house, we were like, what the I'm not even gonna say it. But yeah, I got a letter home, and Lord have mercy. That's all I gotta say. So, uh, what have I done? Okay, public school. What have I done? I know better. I know better. I know better. Okay, I got a few minutes to hear the chat, girl. Go use the bathroom because you probably gonna be laughing. I wanted to this is serious, but it's so funny. I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm going up in there. I'm not trying to because I know us, we can kind of act a fool in public and get loud, and I'm not like that. But oh my goodness, this whole experience was just like, that's the reason why we homeschool. I think I probably said that about 10 minutes into what I was getting into, because I was over it right then. But everybody was like, at home, girl, go, do this. Okay. It's not so bad. We want to keep our kids at home. We want to love on our kids and all that type of thing. And I got to be a big girl and just let the kids kind of, spread their wings. And yeah, I didn't want to be no punk. I'm not a punk. But, the easy thing to do is to just, no, no. But I had to go some steps. It was not just, okay, let's go to school, get these supplies and all that junk. And I just skipped something. Let me write a note down. I have to write some notes because I don't want to leave nothing out of this story. Let me see. I don't want to leave nothing. All right. So, yeah, I had to, my team cheering me on and all kind of stuff. My friends trying to talk me off the ledge because y'all know I did not want to do this. I'm not saying that I didn't want to do it, but I just, it make me nervous. It just, because you don't have certain control over other kids and situations and stuff like that. So it just make me nervous. But, like I say, you got to sometimes put on your big girl pants and do what you got to do, because tomorrow can happen and you just don't know. So, yeah, I can't be caught with my pants hanging down. Okay. But yeah, I did not vlog this. I mean, it would have been like comedy. It would have been live. Just man. Okay. And I'm telling the story. I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna give you a timeline. And everybody in there, okay, in the same situation. And I told you guys yesterday about how the new we have the kinks because new area, new school. It's the second year, but there's so many people that have moved from out of state and all over the place and new houses and stuff like that. It's a lot of new subdivisions coming up. So everything is like brand new and it's just chaos. Okay. So everybody's in the same position. So that's the thing. I'm trying to keep an open mind to, because we have to work these kinks out. I can't just give up like that and just say, you know what, forget this. I don't need that. But this day, oh, I skipped one more note. Hold on. Let me. Hold on. This is real important. Day before school. Don't let me forget that. 3 o'clock. Man, I want to turn that camera on so bad, y'all would have thought I was crazy. 3 o'clock, the day before school. Somebody asked me, I was like, is it happy hour yet? Is it happy hour? Because I need a doggone drink or something. Sedate me. Just, this is not working. All right. So, back in, what do you call it? May. I was late doing this. I told you guys I wanted to go to speak with the principal and get some information and all that stuff, but I felt kind of confident and this, that, and other. I didn't want to know too much, but I wanted to know some information. So I said, okay, I'm not going to go in there blind, but stuff happened. I didn't have time. So I said, okay, let me call up to the school and find out when this date is, be sure. So I call up there. The man says the secretary, the principal secretary. He said, come in there on August the 1st. Okay, that's the whatever. Okay, me, I know registration is July 31st and August 1st. I said, I'm not going up in there August 1st because if something happened I don't want to be in there longer than I need to. I don't want to go in there on the last day. Okay, so I said, I'm going to go in there on the 31st. All right. Now, you got to have all your paperwork. I'm gonna get to that, but there was some stuff that documents that I didn't have because I didn't need them and all kind of stuff. Yeah, but I got them. So July 31st, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay, I'm going down the street to the schoolhouse. There's a couple cars there. I'm like, okay. Kids was like, where you going? I'll be back in a little while. Okay, 10 o'clock. This is 10 o'clock to, I think it was 10 to 5 that day and 10 to 7 the next day. And that's why I was like, no, I'm not going to go in there. Because if they open till 7, heck no. That just, no. That's not going to work. Because there's going to be a lot of people. People coming off of work and just impatient and all kind of stuff. And y'all know how we get when we impatient anyway. We kind of, like I said, kind of act a little, Anyway, I go in there, people sitting down in the lobby. I scope the school. It's new, it's different. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I got 4 stacks of papers. I need to fill these papers out. But also, I would like to speak with the principal before I fill these papers out. Because I'm in there, but that does not mean I'm getting ready to enroll these kids in school. So I go up to the desk. Is your principal here? You could take a number. I said, no, ma'am. Is your principal here? You could take a number. No, ma'am. Is your principal here? I would like to speak with your principal, or I would like to make an appointment. You could take a number. Okay. I said, may I have the paperwork so I can start filling this paperwork out? Because I already know I'm going to be here 4 times as long as everybody else. You could take a number. I was like, okay, just breathe and relax. breathe and relax, breathe and relax. The principal not here. Okay. Can I make an appointment? I have to do this. Okay, so there was three people behind the three, not behind the desk. One, two. She was doing all the paperwork. The principal secretary was next to her. There was somebody in the back running the copies. That was it. Okay, so I'm like, what kind of circus is this? There's nobody in here. So I go sit down, get my number, and go sit down with everybody else. No papers. I could have got some, done got the paper online and, print the stuff out and filled it out. But like I said, I wanted to speak with her before this thing even started because I didn't want to do all that. So I sit down, start talking to people, meeting people and things like that. They come in and do the same thing. And I met a couple that came from out of state as well. And he was telling me that he said, what is this? Like, I never in my life. You come in, they have the whiteboard and it tells you the documents that you need and all this. Why you have to have all of this to register your kids? Mind you, this is not me, but I was just like laughing myself and I was like, yeah. He said, because it's like you need your mortgage, you need your lease, you need your proof of address, you need this, you need that. Do they want proof of income too? He said in Utah, we don't do this. We register our kids online and they don't need all this. It's like they trying to keep the kids out of school. And I said, yes, sir. We don't do district transfers. You can do that in Austin, but out here they don't allow inter-district transfers. You just at your home school, you got to stay at your home school or you pay for your private school or whatever. Or you go to a charter. So he was like, I said, yeah, I've been here all this time since all these schools have developed and, this has been like 20 years and, yeah, it's something different, something new, but, they do not allow because of the influx of people. Nobody, imagined that our little city would grow as much as it did. I think we came out here at what it was under 10,000 and now we're at 53,000 population. So yeah, it's we in the sticks. Nobody thought. I showed you guys in the vlog the old house. So you guys saw, the old house when we came out here and had that house and there was nothing over there. It was one school over there. So he was like, they were impatient, he and his wife, and it was an interracial couple. But he was like, I can't. We got stuff to do. We got places to go. People have to go to work. What do they expect? And she had her papers. She filled her papers out, and he kept telling her to that's a lot of people. Yeah. He kept telling her to take the papers over there because what we saw, we were in one lobby and then behind the glass doors, because it's glass. Everything is glass. There was people waiting on that side, and there was a table, actually two tables set up. Okay. So they had a folder at that point. Their papers had turned into a folder. So he was like, so what are they doing? So we're watching to see what's going on. So, okay, 10 o'clock, okay? I took my number. My number was number 21. Y'all, we sitting there talking. Like I say, I'm meeting the people. I didn't get no appointment. An hour in. Okay, let me backtrack real quick. Whoever the lady is, the intake lady that was taking the paperwork, when she kept saying I couldn't talk to the principal, she said, well, talk to him. This is the principal secretary. I talked to him. He act like he didn't know nothing. I went and sat down, and the lady say, that man up there in that blue shirt, he don't even know nothing. I don't even know why he here. I was like, man, like I said, I want that camera on so bad because it was just like crazy in there. And I say, yeah, he don't know too much. I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to be respectful and have my patience and stuff like that. But I felt like everybody else. And I said, well, it's been a while, but from my experience that, this doesn't happen like this usually. What happens is After they already been in here, next year, what happened at the end of the year, they're going to send home this little card. And if you're going to return for the next year, you fill out the card. And then on the first day of school, the teachers will send, they want you to update the emergency contacts and the nurse information and all that. They send all that paperwork home. That mess I do not like. And I would always tell them, you're going to have to wait till Friday to get that back. Because y'all know how many kids, I can't, the parent homework first day. No, you're going to get it back. Anyway, but I said it doesn't happen like that. It's a little bit easier. So they were like, oh, but this is still bogus. And I said, yeah, that online thing would be good. You register online, turn in your documents online, just everything. That would, man, I said, you need to go up there and suggest that to them or something, because this right here, like these kids say these days, this ain't it. So, that was an hour in. You want to make an appointment. I'll go back up there because I'm filling out my papers, my 4 stacks of papers. I never heard of taking a number. Sounds like the girl, yes. So, I could have went home and filled out my papers, at that point. But people were leaving, so I didn't want to leave, because if they called, the people that left, I just, no, let me stay there. So, because I was already, I didn't want to come back home. An hour later, he come, you want to make an appointment? You could have said that in the first place, okay? So I go up there and make the appointment for the 6th, okay? This is the 31st. I make the appointment for the 6th. Talk to the principal, because I got some questions, okay? 2 hours later, number 21. Okay, we at 12 o'clock. Did I eat? No. I usually don't eat in the morning anyway, but I'm just like I said, over it. It's hot as Satan. Man, it was hot that day. Anyway, so I go turn in the paperwork, and I'm thinking something finna happen. You turn in the paperwork and you go sit down and you wait. I said, this is some bullshit. Okay? Because I done already waited 2 hours. Then we got to go wait again. I had to wait to get the number. No, I didn't turn in the papers. I waited 2 hours. At 2 hours, she called my number and I got the papers. I sat there for 2 hours waiting for her to give me the papers she could have gave me when I walked in the door. So I filled out the papers. 3 hours later, I give them papers back, whatever, some of the stuff go to the nurse. She taking all the records and all that. She called me into the other, inside the building, inside the doors. It was some discrepancy with one of the kids, something missing. No, nothing missing. And they just went to the doctor yesterday. They twins. They got everything, all that kind of, deal. It's maybe she just missed recording, okay? Something. But I said, no, everything is clear. And okay, I said, but this what I'm going to do. I'm going to go home, because she said, no, they didn't go to the doctor. The other kids did. I say, the appointment is next week, because she was saying she was going to be in only on the 6th or the 5th or something. The 5th. And I said, well, she said the 6th. I don't know, something like that. But I said, well, their appointment is on this day. And, oh, no, it was the 5th, but it was after she would be gone. I said, that's all right. I'm going to go home and I'm going to call and I'm going to have her fax what you need. So, you'll have it today. And she was like, okay. Anyway, yeah, that was a mess. So then you get to sit on the inside. You get to sit on the inside hallway, okay? 2 rows of chairs, you sitting there. So I done met some more people. Some of the people done left. My new friends, they left. They was like, we over this. We not finna do this. Okay? Meet some new people, sit down and talk about this, whatever. And then, I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours. I don't know. It's after 1 o'clock. Almost 2 o'clock. Yeah, about 2 o'clock. Go to the table. Okay? Now we're going to see the registrar. Okay? He's got all the paperwork into their files. Check all the paperwork, stuff like that. You fill out the stuff. I told you guys yesterday, it's up to us to place them where we want to place them. So I put them in the grades. My only deal was Zion. I know the laws. You have to be 6 on September 1st to enter grade 1. They will not test these kids until they are in the first grade, and they have to test to a third grade level, which I don't agree with. I don't think anybody does. That's just a little bit too much. But I went on and put first grade on that paper. Okay, y'all already know the kindergarten. I said, let me see. He did all the stuff, did a clear check, and he was saying to somebody he's the only one in charge of making the classes. He has to make the classes, and he has to do that by the 4th. And so in my head, okay, wait a minute, I got to talk to the principal because I got this question about these twins. Every school is different, okay, when it comes to twins. And I said, so okay, what would I do in this case? I want to know how you guys put them in the classes. He said, oh well, that's a question for her. He pointed over there. When you finish, you go to the next table. That's the principal. Y'all, I yelled out, that's the principal? Y'all told me she wasn't up in here. Y'all, I was so hot by then. She had been sitting there the whole freaking time. The whole time. Even if it was just for a second, or I could have asked her personally for the appointment. The whole time. That's the principal. You go speak to her after you finish with me. I had to catch myself because he didn't know. He didn't even know why I reacted like that. But I was like, I wanted to say another word, but I couldn't say that word. But yeah, I'm hungry. It's hot. It's 4 hours later. I had to, man. I just was like, God, dog. Let me go home. This why we homeschool. Okay. So let's see, where am I at? Registrar. The twins. Go to the next table. Okay. Wait, that's the principal. Okay, so I go over there. She's discussing all kind of stuff with me, and the drop off, pick up lanes, and on the street and all that. If you don't go in the right lane, you will get a ticket because the cops be out there and all kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, this, that, and the third. Okay, and I said, so I heard him say that Mr. So and so. I know the name, but I'm not gonna say the name. I met her. She introduced herself. And I said, telling her this is first year. I didn't want to tell her too much information because I like to let people talk to me because they look at you sideways sometimes. I don't give them all the information first. Y'all know that. And I said, well, I have twins. I would like to know how you all handle that because I know each school is a case by case scenario. She asked me what grade. Now, I had already heard that the 4th grade was packed. Okay. She said, this is what we do. We have specials. Okay. Specials, that's art, music, PE. She said, we do. I said, do you put them in the same class? Sometimes most schools will, in the first time, they will put them in the same classroom. And then the next year, they'll separate them. She said, no, we don't put them in the same class. So I was like, okay. Then she said, but what we can do, she said, what we can do is they go to specials by color, not by class. It's by grade and by color. They will have the same color. So they will see each other at specials. They're going to see each other at lunch, but they're not going to eat together. They're going to eat with their class. So that's an option. That's typically what we do, and that works out fine. And she said, but it's totally up to you. You can put them in the same class if you want to, but that means, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, it's time they need to. I got one depending on the other and all kind of stuff, that type of deal. And I just want to see how that'll go anyway. They need to separate. Um, yeah. So I said, okay, that sound okay, cool. Thank you very much. And And then I told her, I said, well, I made, they told me you were not here. I'm trying to keep it cool. And I said, I made an appointment to speak with you on such and such day. And I'm just like, she probably looking at me like, what is this lady saying? But I, told her the situation, and she was like, oh, okay. And so I said, I'll see you on such and such day. And yeah, I said, because these kids have questions. I would like to tour the school. They've never been in a school, and things like that. Okay. So this like 5 hours later, some junk. I had to go home. I grabbed the kids, grabbed the paper that I forgot because I did forget something in the midst of something for Aaliyah, her little stuff I got from the doctor. Anyway, I grabbed the kids. I said, "Come on, let's go up to the school. I'm gonna show you what the school looked like, the inside, because they only saw the outside." So we went up to the school and had to go take the paperwork to the nurse. And in the meantime, I had called the doctor and had her fax the information to the nurse. So we went up there and they saw all the stuff and they met the nurse and all kind of stuff. And we took a little tour just to the front part of the school and, looked around. And then we came back, and that's when I met somebody else. And she was telling me about the enrollment for that day, how many they had, and uh, that type of thing. And then the portable classroom that they had, and that they needed more. Okay. And so she told me, yeah, this is it's nice. I said, yeah, it looks nice. And oh yeah, the science lab, a whole science lab. I'm like, what? They got a whole science lab up in here? Okay. And yeah. I don't know if I did say this something about the supply list. I did tell you guys how the school looks. We are in a very good district. The school is not bad at all. Beautiful school. I'm not going off the bells and whistles, but our supply lists do not look like most supply lists. There's hardly anything that we have to bring. I mean, just typical stuff. But some of these supply lists have copy paper and just all kind of stuff. Our school, they got money. They don't need all that kind of stuff, and if you don't even get all the stuff on the list, it's not like a big deal. They have plenty. The only thing now is the influx of kids and the books, and that's what they didn't expect, but it's they're working on that. So that was a good thing. The list was small and it didn't run us an arm and a leg. And um, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have it set up later on to where you buy the kit, because I know that's what we used to do. Sell the kits at the school. That way you didn't have to go nowhere to buy. You just buy the kit by the grade level. Because it's new, they'll get to that. So I gotta go back. Okay. So the lady said, yeah, right here. The principal said about the classes. She's gonna split them up, and I said, okay. Well, when we come for the meeting, I'm bringing the kids with me and everything. I said, I'm not going to tell them that they're not going to be in the same class. I'm just going to pose it as a scenario. I said, I'll let you tell them. But I said, I'm going to pose this as a scenario at home, and ask them, what if you're not in the same class? How would that make you feel? Because I just wanted to see. One of them was cool, and the other one was like, no, 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 this is not cool. This is not cool. I told you, the one with the attitude. So I was like, and I told one of my older girls, I was like, this is going to be funny. Because I had already told her they're not going to be in the same class. So I said, this ought to be interesting. And so I kept thinking about that and thinking about that class thing. And it just, something was like, something weird. And then I thought about it the next morning, and I was like, wait a minute, that lady got me all the way screwed up. I said, yeah. I can change my mind, but I said, yeah. Let me tell y'all why. All right. You guys know we don't do parties and things like that. But one time in my kid's life, I will give them a party. Okay. Now I got twins. And I said, okay, we might be doing this because, that's a thing. We don't have to accept it, but that's just us. We teach our kids, even though we don't celebrate stuff, we do stuff one time, just once. So I said, they probably going to be getting invitations to stuff, and they're going to want to do it. Okay, this will be it. After they get their little thrill, they're not going to care about it anymore anyway. Um, like the rest of them holidays. They don't care nothing about that mess. So I said, I'm probably going to do it this year. And the thing with that is, I don't do parties either. I have 3 kids with a birthday in the same week. Now with twins, I'm thinking one class, one party, okay? I said that lady. I said just that lady. She got me all the way messed up for real. I just thought about what she did. She didn't talk me into doing something when I was thinking about. I must have just been tired and hot, y'all. 22 kids. If we go to the venue, I'm gonna rip the little inflatable thing, couple $100, okay? You get 25 kids, okay? We inviting a class, right? You can't invite, you can invite the girls, but you got to invite all of them. You can invite the boys, you got to invite all of them. But that don't make sense. You might as well just invite everybody because it's still too many kids. Even if I invited girls from one class and boys from the other class, that's still more than 25 kids. I said, do you know what I got to do now? We have to have 3 parties in 1 week. The school thing is expensive, y'all. It's expensive. It's real expensive. I was like, man, my kids were laughing at me. They were, mom, and I'm not telling them, they don't know, that they getting ready to have this stuff this year. But I was just like, I don't believe that lady. That's why I don't like that mess. I do not like this public mess. I'm over it. I am so over it. So I said, okay, if I have one, Layla was born first. I have her the next week or even the next day. But do I feel like doing all that? No. Okay. I can't have one of them a party and not the other one. Okay. So I gotta have one. I can have one the next week, and I'm like, maybe I could just book both rooms, and then, or 2 rooms. And I said, no, that might be rude to the guests if I'm running back and forth. But I'm just trying. They just complicated my life. I'm like, dang. So I said, okay, I can have one week, one the next week, and one the next week. Because she's what? They're on the 8th. She's on the 13th. So I can't leave her out because, she want to, I can't leave her out. So like my baby got friends. She gonna have to, but I'm just like, golly, I'm so screwed. What did I do? Me either, honey. So, girl, it was just like, that was a whole lot. Okay, so took the kids up to the school and they saw the stuff and we left the school and all that kind of stuff, but they was excited for the library, excited for the science lab, and this is some legit stuff. And they don't know what other schools look like, but I'm just like, y'all school is beautiful, okay? It's just beautiful. So, my meeting for the principal was the 6th. In the meantime, I had to go to 2 different cities. It took me like 4 hours. If you guys watched the donut video, that was one of the days. That was like the second run. I had to go downtown to Austin, go get a birth certificate. That would have been tragic because I had filled out the paperwork at home and I filled out the wrong kid. And when the lady read the information, I said, "Oh no, not her. I need her social security card, but I need this child birth certificate." We waited for 2 hours or something over there. Left the doctor. We went to breakfast and went over there to get that stuff. Oh my God, Lord. So, yeah, and I can't remember why I couldn't do this online. I don't know. It's because I was waiting. I didn't know if I was gonna do it. But anyway, she said, "Yeah, you lucky I didn't run it yet, because you would have had to pay for it." And I'm like, "Ooh." So she was like, "Go hurry up, go get another one, fill it out." And I got her stuff, came home, all that kind of stuff, and then we went to next day or something. Had to get up early in the morning, go to another city, get them things left there because I was first in the line pretty much for that portion. Because wasn't nobody there to get no cards. This child, I don't know. The lady got an attitude. Why you never got? I said, look, don't nobody even ask you for your card, lady. They ask you for the number. Nobody has ever asked for that card. And when I first got it, they were giving printouts. Well, we don't do that anymore. How long? Like I said, don't nobody ask you for your card. If I filed my taxes without her actual card, what do I need it for? Nobody asked for the card. They asked for the number. And I said, the lady told me when she gave me the printout, if you need it, use this use this paper right here. It has a number on it. So that's what I was using. But she had such an attitude. I said, well, it's not my fault. I never got it. I don't know what happened to the mail. I never got it. And I never needed it until now. But you trying to get attitude. I just asked you a question. Because you can't go get it online. You got to get the paper from the doc. Just all kind of stuff. It was just crazy. So we did that. Came back home. After got the donuts and all that. So the meeting with the principal, I took the kids, I took Justice with me. We sat down at the table. Everybody, she pulled out her little laptop so she can take some notes. We introduced ourselves and all that type of thing. She asked them their age and their grade, or their age and their birthdays, and then their grade. Okay. I saw her when it got to Zai. Okay. And I'm like, Registrar didn't catch what I did. Okay. Not that I did anything wrong, but Registrar didn't catch that. Okay. She kind of side-eyed the twins. But, yeah. Anyway, it got to just, she was like, oh, you must be like in middle school or something. Hey, girl. She was like, no, I'm in college. I just, I was a sophomore in college. But, yeah. And I didn't tell her, she didn't know that the other kids, she didn't even know how many kids at that point. But I didn't tell her that they had been in public school at a point. I didn't tell her anything. I just gave her enough information to go on. So I said, well, you answered my first question the other day. We talked about the classes, what to do with the classes, how to put them in the classes, and I didn't change my mind. Even after I thought about that party deal, I just was like, that's too petty. I'm not going to worry about that. I said, but the kids have some questions. And in fact, that question, because remember, the kids did not know about the class issue. So I told Layla to ask her that question. So Layla asked her the question about the classes and stuff. And, she talked to them for a little bit, asking them different questions. And who else was in there? What is this lady? I forgot her actual title. But she came in, and our social worker was in the hall. She pulled her in. And, we all were just sitting there talking. And I said, well, okay, let me see. I said about bullying, because you guys know that was a big whole deal. And I said, let me say, I have some questions. I want to know how you all deal with this. And I didn't give her the whole story behind the whole, everything that we had. But I said, I take that very, very seriously. And I just want to know how you all handle this situation. I don't care if it's somebody, said something, that is a type of bullying. How do you handle this? What is the protocol and stuff like that? Because I just wanted to see where they were. And I said, all schools say XYZ, but that's not the case. And, I was just waiting. And I said, don't try me. Because if I pull it out, it's over. And in this district too, yeah, in this district. I didn't say nothing to her. I didn't say anything to her. But she told me what what they do. And everybody was in agreement, and I had Justice with me. She knew what happened. So I was like, okay. So I said, so what happens if the kids have trouble, or if they feel like they're having trouble making friends? She says, oh, that's a good question for Mrs. So-and-so. And she was sitting next to me, and I said, okay, this is our social worker. So she talked to the kids. She said, look, such and such. This is, I'll show you my office in a little while. And, but yes, that is my job. If you feel like this, you let your teacher know, and she will send you down to my office, or I will come and get you, and we will sit down and talk about some things, and, things like that. Cause I just feel that it's not that they're different from all the other kids, cause any child could have trouble, but especially for them, because this is like a whole different situation all them kids have been there in a school before. And so this is kind of different. Even when they were in the preschool, it was, that was so long ago. So she said, yeah, in that case, I understand. And it's not that I don't think that they wouldn't be fine, but it's a transition. So she said, yeah, babe, pretty much we're gonna just look out for them and make sure everything is cool. And I just forgot some. Hold on, let me grab this little paper before I forget. She said, where's the paper? Oh, it might have been on my desk. I just said that. I think it's on my desk. I think it's right here or right there. I don't know. I'm gonna grab it in a minute. But anyway, she says we do different type of group and class things like that so that these kids can transition, because they have all kind of problems. So I'm like, okay, cool. That makes sense. What else did we ask? It was it was kind, the kids were kind of quiet. They really, because they didn't really know what to expect, but then pretty much all of them had the same attitude, like, why you bring us up in here? We do not want to be up in this school, you know? And so, being just looking at them like, yeah, they so over this. They don't, because it was just like, are you serious? Is this a joke or what? And so finally, she said something. She told Layla about the classes, and Layla was like, you got me messed up, lady. And I was trying to hold it. I just, looked at Justice like, mm-hmm. And so finally I said, well, so Mrs. So-and-so, you see that there's still a little apprehension here, you know? And she said, all right, let's go. Everybody get up. Let's go take a tour to school. Cause she was just like, dog, I don't know. I can't. These kids are kind of tough. So, and that's what I told her in the first place. I said, we need to take a tour to school. It's gonna, ease a little bit of the tension. So we go walking down the halls and looking at the stuff and the displays in the rotunda that's right in the middle past the front hall. They got this cultural thing set up, and she explains to us, look down the halls, you see different colors. Those are the pods. You go down the hall, there's two other wings they let out, and then in the middle of those wings is like the restrooms and this big like open lobby and just all kind of stuff right there. The drinking station set up and stuff like that. So we went one way, came back, went the other way, and then we went down to a second grade classroom that a teacher was in, and we met her and looked in her classroom. Now, oh, that's the note I didn't write, but looked in the classroom, and the one thing that I'm very appreciative of, it looks like our library. Y'all, I'm telling you, all these little bells and whistles and colorful stuff. I'm not knocking the homeschool rooms, but when I told you guys the reason why I stepped it back to black and white and just eliminated a lot of stuff, our schools are beautiful. They got everything they need, but all this colorful stuff I be seeing on Instagram, that's not our schools. And I know they do it on purpose because I've been in the district, but they don't do that because that mess agitates the mess out of these kids. They can't function like that. That's the reason why a lot of these kids have problems, because of all the colors. You're trying to teach them, but all that stuff is a distraction. So all you see is like clean lines. The visual height is like low. There's nothing hanging. There's no colorful this. They got a shelf. They got some books. Everything is low and it's black and white. And I'm like, it just looks beautiful. Stark like a hospital. You want it to look nice. So, yeah, that's what looked nice. Just look nice, calm, and inviting. They got the little rugs on the floor and stuff like that. But all that other stuff, and it don't look cluttered. It just looks nice and pretty. So, I said, yeah, it looked like our library at the house, all the books and all the stuff. And we went on to meet our music teacher. Nothing was really set up in the classrooms yet, but that's what they were doing. Our art teacher, very nice. She had a couple things, and that was it. And we talked to her for a few minutes, and she looked like us, brown like us, just like daycare should look. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, the colors are a distraction. I just Our library is like plain as plain can be right now. You guys saw a little bit of it. I'm gonna show you, but then we let's see, art, music. We went to the gym to and met the PE teacher, one of the PE teachers. Beautiful, beautiful. Nothing set up, but they got all the equipment coming out the box and all that kind of stuff. Everything is new. The library, of course, all the books are new because it's new library. Um, Outside the library, let me see. We went out one door. There was a playground, and we had already saw that playground because you can see that playground from the front, kind of. And that's another thing. You can't see the playgrounds from the front of the school. They put that for safety. So in the back, we went out the gym. It's 4 more basketball courts and another playground and the portable. So we came back in and walked down another hall, went to the cafeteria, saw the stage and all kind of stuff, my kids. Some of the stuff I forgot, we forgot, but we telling, oh yeah, you get to do this. And I know I mentioned yesterday that I would probably never film in that school, and then I thought about that. I really probably will, but not like you won't see like a whole. You're gonna see the cafeteria because I know they do. I forgot. The kids have performance, and that's where they're gonna do it. So I forgot. That was my bad. But because I know somebody. She said no. I just kind of forgot. But they will have little musicals and stuff like that, and I do film that stuff. But it won't be anything to where you can identify, the school for privacy reasons. So, we showed them the cafeteria and the lunch line and all of that and stuff, which they have not done yet, but they, seen the kid, well, can we eat this and that? And they have some good lunch. So I'm just like, well, we'll get to it. But we came back into the front of the school, and Mrs. So and so, principal, pulls me and says, "You all wait. Would you please wait right here?" And so, they sat down out there, and we went into her office, and she said, "Now, you have this child that is 5 years old. Zion is 5. She will be 6 November, and by law, I cannot put her in the first grade." And I was like, "Oh, you know." Oh, dang. Really? That's why I'm looking for this paper. Hold on. Let me show you guys something. Here you go. So I'm not filing their papers away. But I'm going to show you something real quick. I hope this is it. I don't want to. At least something. Yeah. You guys saw a little bit of something she brought home the other day. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Give you an example of something. Anyway, I said, well, okay, fine. She has to go to kindergarten. Now, technically, what I could have done was waiting until January and then go enroll her because she'll be 6 and they have to put her in first grade. But I wanted her to go with everybody else. I didn't want her to feel bad and, stuff like that. So I was just like, okay, I just don't like this. And then I came home, after she said that, I talked to my friend, because she know her real good. She's worked there. And she told me, this is what you do. And this is what you do for all of them. And I was like, oh, okay. I had forgot all about that. She was like, don't panic. Just do this. She said, wait till October. And this is what you do. I said, okay. She said, but let them work out the kinks, because there's going to be some problems. Don't go up there because I know what you do with them and I know how far they are. So I said, okay. But I told her, I say, talking to the principal again, I said, she's going to be awfully bored. I respect what you're saying. I respect the law, but she's going to be bored. Oh, no, no, no. We're going to enrich her. I say, and my neighbor say the same thing. She say, enrich how? I say, enrich her. Okay, so I'm going to be on that. We're going into number 4 next week. Number 4, I'm going to be down to the office because, we got Miss, let me call you and make this appointment because this right here, this right here ain't it. She did this 2 years ago. This ain't it. We can't be doing this. I'm trying to be patient and be, every day, A, B, C, D. I think they probably on I now. But this right here ain't it. Okay? It ain't. Uh, they have a little calendar in their folder and it say every day, this right here. Y'all know what we do. The child is taking notes on SAT and Black History and Africa and Japan and all of that. This ain't it. I need some enrichment. I can cut. She been cutting for how many years? Them little kids, I told you guys before, what to do when you send your kids to kindergarten. How, what happens is some of those kids come in there and they don't even know A from B. Okay? They don't know A from B, so they have a plethora of kids. The kids in her class are so little. She was telling me, Mom, them kids be scribbling. I had to show them don't be scribbling. She said somebody did something in here. They were doing something in here. So I don't know what they did, but she was saying, yeah, they were scribbling on my paper. She say, this is her. It say, Zion, I like your pretty smile. So, I mean, the child is no, this is not it. Yeah, here go one of the pages. Somebody. She said, this is what all the kids' work look like. This right here. So I'm like, not to be mean, but she like them kids kind of slow. She trying to figure out what's going on because, yeah, I think, yeah, this is something. Everybody did a page for everybody in the class, and they just put together this little book. That looked decent. He could write pretty good. But yeah, it just, half of them cannot write. They can't, So I'm just like, no, we can't have this. This is not good. Somebody look at this. I'm not knocking anybody, but we have kids at all different grade levels or ability levels. But this is what they expect, and I'm like, no, she not. We past that, okay? We are way past that. We're not gonna go with the scribble scrabble and all of that. So I'm gonna be up there next week sometime. Maybe I'm still trying to. She's one that doesn't have a teacher, so it's hard. She still has a sub. I don't know. She told me today she was going to another class, and I think she said it was just for the day. Aaliyah told me some of her kids are leaving, so the transfers have been granted. So she was like, some of the kids are leaving forever. So they're still trying to work that out, but I'm just like getting impatient. And so, yeah, we are still homeschooling hard because it's not really, like I said, it was just a break for me because I have to work. So it's not really for school, academic wise, it's not really doing too much. Yeah. But if somebody said, I don't want to hear this, somebody got a better solution, let me know. If you're going to pay for somebody to come do something or pay some bills around here, let me know. Don't, everybody got to do what they have to do. That's not fair. They holding her back. Yeah. And like I said, I'm trying to be objective for the moment because of the kinks. But she can be tested for GT, in which they will move her in October. So once they realize, because I'm gonna be sending up some chapter books up there. To go read this to your teacher. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull one of them numbers. I'm not gonna say nothing, and I'm gonna bring up all the work she's been doing and show her this what you've been sending home. Look at the date on this paper. I'm gonna show her some of the little alphabet books. Look at the date. Look at her handwriting on this paper. Look at her math. Child, the girl, they're doing the four. Let me show you this. The 4-digit. No, I'm not gonna show it because it's got a name on it. But the 4-digit addition. She helping them with a 4-digit addition. With the regrouping and all of that. I'm not trying to brag on the child, but she don't belong in kindergarten. So they're just gonna have to deal with something, and I know how to go overhead if I have to. But I shouldn't have to take the stuff up there and say this is XYZ. But truly, if this does keep up, I'm pulling her out because I'm not gonna put up with that because she's just sitting there and she say, "Mom, I just her whole life, her language is Play-Doh." And that was one of the things on their list was Play-Doh. She just want to play with the Play-Doh. Not the play, she liked to really, really get into stuff, the it's like STEAM projects and stuff like that. So, Mom, I just want to play with the Play-Doh. I asked her yesterday. I said, "What did y'all do?" Uh, we did some math, that easy stuff. We can't. They making 5 on the 10 frame, and I'm like, they making 5 on the 10 frame. She got a second grade math book down here that we work through, when we do the raise arithmetic, but she will get bored. Yeah, they making 5 on the 10 frame. They started with 1 and now they on 5. I'm like, Lord have mercy, help me. So, frustration. I'm frustrated on that. Second, on that note, we got to Layla and Tariq. Layla and Tariq are 8. They are almost 9. And this was the thing in the house. We went back and forth about where to actually put them. I know what they did. I know what they're capable of. I took an honest look. And like I said, we never stopped. Even though I split levels like in December. So we technically kind of go through 2 grades a year. We split and then, like during the summer, we kind of review some stuff because I don't want to keep them going so fast that, they can't slow down. But they are really, pretty much by the spring, they're ready for something new. So, third grade, they have to take these tests for the first time. Fourth grade, they should have already had, the standardized test. So I'll go up in there. I put them in the fourth grade. Ultimately, that was my choice, and I told everybody else there because like I said, some of us in here in the house put them where they need to be. We looking at maturity and stuff like that, and size wise, and just trying to, is it gonna freak them out? Because like I said yesterday, we want to put our kids in certain places, and actually they would not fare. And I said, you know what? I know what I do with these kids. I know how I test them. I know what I give them, the material, even though I show you guys books and things like that. But I told you I follow scope and sequence. I follow the standardized tests and stuff like that. And that stuff in the books is totally different from the standardized tests. And if these kids cannot do what's on a standardized test, they're going to be in trouble by far. That's some crazy stuff on some of them tests. It just, like when Common Core came out, everybody was freaking out. And I'm like, if they can't even do that, how do I expect them to get past the SAT test, So, and at the same time, I didn't want them to get bored. So she looks at me now, knowing what I knew at this point, fourth grade is full. I told you guys they had one room, one portable. Fourth grade is full. So what she did was, well, they're 8. Most of their peers are going to be in the third grade. Okay, I said, oh, okay. I'm thinking back, I think I was 9 in the fourth grade. I was always the oldest kid. Even though I just started late because of my birthday, like them. I had a November birthday. Just like Zion could read and write and all that kind of stuff, but I had to wait a whole year. So anyway, I said, no, ma'am, I'm good. I'm confident. I don't have any problem. I said, because if I put them in the third grade and they are, I don't want them bored and it does not challenge them, they're not going to perform. I said, I would rather for them to struggle a little bit. That build work ethic. And I'm going to help them. I said, we still homeschooling. So don't worry, I didn't say I was coming up there because y'all know I have sat in the classroom every day, all day, sometime. But I didn't say that. But I said, I'd rather for them to struggle a little bit than to sit here and be bored and unchallenged. And then y'all call me, especially with my little brown boy, saying that he's causing problems, which, like I said, I'm going to save the best part of this little talk for last. I'm almost done. So she hands me, which I already have. We have our standardized tests here. Okay, this is grade 3. We have grade 4. That was math. This is grade 4 reading. I got grade 4 math. I got grade. She handed me all of them. Grade 5, all the way to grade 5, and she say, "I want you to take these home. Let me know by Friday. Can they now? What you do? Okay, the tests are based on, okay, 3rd grade, they have to know that by the end of the year. 4th grade, they have to know that by the end of the year." So I'm like, 4th grade. She's trying to, kind of scare me into, okay, here go to 4th grade. Can they pass this? And I'm like, well, no, they getting taught this the whole year. That's what this teacher finna do. The teacher is gonna do this, not me. I'm not finna do this. Now I know what, I'm driving, but I'm listening. I know what they have learned already, but you're not getting ready to talk me into putting them where they shouldn't be, when I know they're capable. But y'all, they're bringing home stuff. Like I said, not a lot of books and all that. They got some Common Core stuff, but they got 100% and all of that. They're not, they're not having any kind of problem whatsoever. Honestly, I can say that. And I'm not freaking out. Oh my gosh, I should have listened to her. So I'm just saying that just to say that when you, if you do come across this, and I just found out somebody else yesterday, put the child in the school, and I'm like, wow, everybody's doing this now. It's just like a thing. I don't know if it's due to having to work or not work or just, I don't know, but it's a lot of kids that have transitioned from homeschool to public school. Anyway, I just suggest that you keep very good track and keep your records and your materials, whatever you want to use as samples or what have you, and be honest and real, because you don't want to throw them in there and then they are actually struggling and you actually have to go to work and you won't be available to help them, or you can't, who, I'm not telling who, it's a lot of people. You gotta look. It's a lot of people trying online. Yeah, it's online. It's people that I watch, YouTubers that I watch. Um, yeah, they have transitioned their kids into public schools this year. So, some of them, all of them, one of them, two of them, yeah, they have, and they have, same kind of deal. Uh, Everything is cool. Everything, it's easier. You get peace of mind, stuff like that. It's help. It's help. That's the main thing. It is help. Get the help that you can get. Better yourself. That's why I see a lot of them going to work. I got something to do. I need to do this. We done this. I trained them up and they letting them go. And that's what I'm saying. Let their hands go. Let them go. It's not the end of the world. You can bring them back if you need to. But yeah, when she handed me them, and I'm like, she's knowing that this grade is full, this grade level's full. They already got to get these 4 more portables. They transferring kids out. So that's really what it was. If she had 2 more spots, she could put 2 more kids in there and mine can go. But I'm like, no, we're not doing that. They're going to be just fine. Ain't nobody coming home in tears. I'm looking at their grades. I'm looking at what they're doing. I know my kids' work ethics. They're actually, I was literally asking who I was saying. Well, I know. Okay, but I know somebody is gonna ask who. Yeah, online. But yeah, I know on people in person as well that are doing the same thing. So it didn't have anything to do with me. We didn't have conversation about that. I just found out. I'm like, what you did? I thought, but everybody has their own agenda. So I respect it. But online, I just didn't expect as many people as I have come across right now, because I really haven't been watching, and I don't know if they said anything like in the previous. I can tell you, Nikki is one of them. Her son is going to public school. Her oldest son. So, but I didn't know that everybody was doing this. It's a trend now, just like homeschooling. It's a trend. So anyway, these guys, these tests, when I tell you guys, pull up your district or find the best district that you can around you, pull up their scope and sequence on their website, follow their scope and sequence, and yeah, that stuff is in my binder. But follow their scope and sequence, and that's how you should kind of gauge yourself. That way you stay on track with things, and you make sure that they are capable enough of keeping up with what these kids are learning. Because I know it's easy to get off track, and you want to do this kind of science project and build this and build that. That's not what these kids doing. Even we equip them so well that they can figure that stuff out. We don't need to be, you guys know I don't show a lot of science projects and STEM projects and all that kind of stuff, because my kids figure that stuff out on their own. And I have to always say, well, I'm not that crafty. I can't do it. I can. That stuff to me is irrelevant. It looks neat and all that kind of stuff. And in actuality, yeah, it's cool. But the thing is, I try to really break it down and say, this is actually where they should be, because some people are totally clueless, and I just want to give a really realistic picture of where they need to go. I'm not trying to scare anybody. These scope and sequence, like I said, are online in the district, and you can pull that stuff up. And the same thing with these tests, you can get samples. You can get samples of these things, and print that stuff out. And what I do is, like, I will pick a problem, just any problem, random, and they won't know, they won't see this test, they don't know nothing about tests, but I will pick a problem and we just start working the problem. I put the problem on the board and just start working the problem. And I do the same thing with the little spectrum books. I like the spectrum books more than the Evan Moore, because they truly represent the standardized tests, stuff like that. So yeah. And I just, say, okay, this is how we're going to do this, and this is what you're going to see in class. And then one thing that I looked at when I got into this book, this happens to be the third grade math, and this is kind of where we stopped. And I did this on purpose, but there is perimeter and area. I didn't really get too much into that, but that's in this third grade book. Okay, we talked about it, they understand the gist of it, but I didn't really go too far into that, because I was still working with them on other concepts. But again, I would not have any doubt that when I did open the thing and show them the actual problem, they didn't have any problem uh working the problem out, even though, if that makes sense, even though we didn't really cover that concept extensively. It just, some stuff you just show it to them and they get it or they don't. It's just not, you don't need a whole lot of time to cover it, but some stuff you have to actually master. Me too, person. But yeah, we just like I said, we don't do a whole lot of spending. We might unit study some stuff and cover extensively, but memorizing this and that and all that kind of stuff, that stuff is useless information. Your kids can comprehend, they can read a book and soak that in if they want to. Okay, I told you a little story yesterday about one of the kids memorizing the facts about the battery, the warnings about the battery, and it's like, why would you do, well, to them that was interesting. They're gonna learn what they want to learn, but they act like they can't do ABC, spell this, spell that. That's just kids. So I just say, okay, I did not let her know, that I wanted to move them down. It is what it is. We went up there on the, Tuesday was to meet the teacher, the Tuesday before the school. Look on the list, two of the kids' names right away. But one of them, Zion, did not have a teacher. Her name was on the list, first one on the list, but no teacher. The other two didn't have a, Tariq had a teacher. Layla had no teacher. Leah had no teacher. No, Leah had a teacher. Tariq had, they weren't even on the list. Yeah, them two weren't even on the list. So it was like, what the freak? This is another sign that we don't even need to be here. Good morning, Claudia. So yeah, it was a whole ordeal. Now let me get to this little part. I'm finished with those notes. And then I'm gonna get to the last little bit. Come about 3 o'clock the day before school. You gotta get all the clothes together, iron the stuff. I gotta go get me some liquid starch, y'all. I gotta go to Walmart because Stay Flow is the only place I can find. Walmart is the only place I can find Stay Flow. That stuff works. That I will go there for. But yeah, I'm not about that ironing life. I barely made lunch. You know. Anyway, I was getting ready to did all the hair, all that kind of stuff. Haircuts. Okay, I need to start getting these lunches together because I got to get up early. I don't like to get up and waste extra time. I got to make lunch. What? I go in the pantry, leave the pantry, go to the freezer, go to the deep freezer. There is no bread. I must have blew a gasket. That's why I said at that point I needed to drink. There was no bread. I hadn't made dinner. I don't even know. I can't even remember what we ate, but I didn't even have anything out. I was so tired. I was just, yeah. My sister was like, how you? I said, girl, I started calling you yesterday. She was one too. Girl, you could do it. You could do it. Put them in school. Put them in school. Just stop procrastinating. I said, I was going to call and say some stuff to you. You probably wouldn't like me after that, but I was mad. She was laughing, but I was serious, you guys. I was so serious. I'm telling my husband, he was like, what's wrong with you? I said, y'all getting on my nerves about the school thing. I want y'all to do this because this is not it. Okay? They were fine. This complicating my life. I can't handle all this stress. So I had to stop and go. I don't know what I did. I had to figure out dinner and then I had to stop. It was like 5 o'clock and go to the store to get some bread and something else. I don't know. I got a couple more things. Oh, I got some lip gloss and stuff because it was just right there and I just needed something to it's like 4 of them and it was on the clearance thing and so that made me feel a little bit better. I didn't get a drink, but the lip gloss stuff is purple and stuff. So anyway, I got that and came back home and made the sandwiches and the rest of but I was just done. I don't know because we had just gone to Costco. We had 4 loaves of bread. And literally, it was only like a couple days later, and I'm like, what the happened to the, and I keep stuff in the deep freezer and in the freezer, and I'm like, I just don't know. So, yeah. All that hard work of going shopping to make sure I had everything, and I didn't even have that. So, yeah. Anyway, we survived. Like I said, I can't remember. I might have took a picture. I don't know what we ate for dinner that night. I have no clue. It was something. It was decent, I think. But everybody went to bed at 8 o'clock and got up. Well, they did, and got up 5:45. And yeah, y'all saw the rest on the video. The first week of school. Now, I made it through all of that. That was like what 6-7 days worth of chaos. Okay, from the time having to get all the papers and going to the enrollment and all of that. I'm tough. I can handle it. I can handle it. This is not that bad at all. It's not bad. The school thing. All right. So yesterday, keep this paper now. The kids come home with all this stuff. I get this letter. One of my kids hand me this letter. Read this. I'm looking at a little smirk or something, and I'm like, first, Justice took the paper. First Justice took the paper. And I'm like, okay. Then I get the paper. Dear such and such, 4th grade, parents. We wanted to inform you that an occurrence happened this morning in Mrs. Blank's class that your children may have witnessed. A 4th grade male student pulled his pants and underwear down during the class and was immediately escorted away by the teacher. This was an unfortunate situation that occurred, and the school administration and staff are working on a plan to prevent this from happening again. We appreciate your continued support throughout the school year. Please let us know if you have any further questions. Sincerely, in the principal's name. Everybody in the house read, what the heck? I told y'all this was a bad idea. Look what y'all did to me. Y'all, I was like, my kids need therapy. I'm not listening to y'all no more. I'm bringing my kids home. They doggone that school. Look what they bit. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Like I said, I'm so glad I waited today to do this because this came in. If anything else happened, I don't know. They're gonna have to enroll me to the AA meetings or something. Okay, I can't handle this kind of stress. I said, did your teacher talk to you about this? I said, who was it? I don't know. Did your teacher talk to you about this? Yeah, said this and that and the other. But, of course, it's kind of funny, but it's like, I can't believe it. I said, tell me what happened. They couldn't, I'm like, they couldn't remember who it was, but I said, tell me what happened. Oh, well, let me think. I said, somebody was taken out of class. Who was taken out of class? Oh, it was so and so. And I'm like listening to the name, and I'm like, one of my kids is in the classroom with all of the foreign kids. I just noticed that. Yeah, I'm not sure who the other one is because I haven't been in that class, but I just noticed that just looking around in the names and stuff. Um, so I said, okay. I said, what happened? They didn't see the actual event, but they knew who it was because they left. Well, they got mad because the kid said something or something, and they start throwing highlighters around at everybody and stuff like that. And then that's when they did put it. Y'all, I can't. I can't. The kids pulling their pants. I mean, underwear. Wow. I'm gonna say something, and I really not that on the same lines of stuff. And like I said, going back to the social worker, these kids these days need help. They need help. They so busy trying to focus on certain things where these kids come from all kind of backgrounds and situations and stuff like that. They actually need to focus on mental stuff because these kids need help at school these days. These shootings and stuff. Now, somebody is going to say something. Do not do this because they do this all over the news, and I don't know why. It shouldn't make a difference, but I'm just going to make a little bit of light of this. Okay, just a little bit. I think what happened the other day up in Midland, the profile the person, white male, such and such shooter. Da, da. And I was just telling the kid, I said, you know what? I asked him, I said, what race do you think this child is? Because he had already told me and I had already figured it out. And they were like, not our race. And I said, why would you say that? And they was like, well, because. I said, no, think about this. Think about it. Who does this? Okay? Because y'all know we can act a fool. We can act a fool if we want to and make ourselves look real bad. But I'm just like, my child is up in there, this male student, brown male student, and now we got to deal with this because it was a brown male student. I said, y'all know them other vanilla children go shoot up the schools. We don't do no stuff like that. They are brown children. If we was to do something to a school, they were dying when I told them this. I said, we gonna burn that down, okay? We not gonna shoot up nothing. We gonna burn it down. Cause ain't no we getting mad at the teacher and the kid. We gonna burn it down. Ain't nobody going to school. We not finna shoot nothing. We ain't got no gun, but we gonna burn that sucker down. They just laughed. And I was just like, but just comedy, just trying to, break a little. We have never had any black. Yeah, we don't do that. We gonna burn it down, but we ain't gonna shoot it up. We gonna make sure can't nobody go back because that's just what we do. Y'all, somebody was up at the Popeyes yesterday, holding up the Popeyes down somewhere. Lord have mercy. But and yeah, they was black, but still. Anyway, we just don't do stuff like that. But see the reality of that, I'm making light of it. We wouldn't even burn it down because we have to deal with our parents, and brown parents don't play like that. You might think that, and we can hear you thinking that, but you're not gonna try it. You just not, because you got to deal. You're not gonna worry about the police. You got to deal with your mom. We're not gonna do that. No, we don't do stuff like that. Um, I've never heard of it. We had a little thing last year, and They was talking about a bombing in one of our schools in another district, and there was just one brown child that was friends with the other, the vanilla children. They were high schoolers, but it was just one, and that's because they were involved. But it wasn't that child solely. So anyway, I just was like, man, where is this kid, parents? What's wrong? Something got to be wrong at home. But my kids need therapy. I'm worried. Today I'm just a basket case thinking about what might come home and stuff like that. We done had illness notes, and I had to go to the nurse because I told you guys about the illnesses. Now, the last thing I did not say is I have a child that is okay. They were sick, okay, to where they had to be out for the week. 4 days, yeah. Yesterday, same kind of issue. Cold thing is gone. We had cold and we had vomiting. Now what I'm looking at, what I think is happening is anxiety. The vomiting is coming from anxiety because it's happening this morning. I'm like, how you go to school, didn't get sick. You didn't get sick over the whole weekend. You didn't get sick last night. You've been eating just fine. I made the soup the last week and all that kind of stuff, cleared up everybody. But all of a sudden, it's time to go to school. In the middle of the night, I get waking up and I don't know, dark 30. I don't feel good. My stomach this. And I'm like, go to bed. I don't feel good, when it's time to get up. And I said, you know what? This can't go on. Something is happening. We do have beef shootings between people, though. They're not shooting everyone. So, yeah, I think that is a direct result of, the transition. So I'm trying to see, if it's going to smooth out. I've been talking to him to let him know that, hey, it's okay. I just want to see. But I'm pretty sure that this is a result of this transition. And I don't want to stress, I don't want to stress any of them out. But I did suggest talking to the social worker, but that's just another thing to look out for, if you guys ever have to go through this. And I'm going to pay attention to other people to see if they have had, or they connected the dots to put two and two together, if they're having any kind of issues like this with their transitioned kids. I'm not sweeping a situation under the rug and saying tough it out, because, this does freak me out. But it's just weird. And that was before, the incident yesterday. So I can't say it's a result of yesterday's incident. And they weren't with me on the first, the little experience with I just spent this time telling you guys about just getting them in there. So they don't know, what I had to go through to, to get them in there. So I'm just like, wow, is this really that traumatic? It's a traumatic experience. And I never had this, so it's like, let me just not overreact right away. Let me just see, because this could be anything. A child could yeah, I know, dealing with my friend and her kids, husband in the hospital. Kids gonna react. They get stressed out and they react in different ways. So it's not a way you just don't bail out. Sometimes you can't bail out, but you don't bail out for little minor stuff like that. You just kind of deal with it. A child could do the same thing if you pull them out of public school and they come home and it's just all kind of, behaviors and stuff like that. And so that's just my only thing is one child. Everybody else is fine. We haven't had any problems. But like I said, I don't know if yesterday's note can top any, or letter can top, anything can top that. I just, we talked about the, what to do with, what to do. Our pediatrician brought up. When we talk about gun safety, you guys know, because I'm going to put that up. But we do have firearm. And she brought up, she said, what if, have you asked them, what if a student shows them in their backpack a gun? And I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Because I didn't even, that kind of slipped my mind. I'm thinking about, there's actual shooters, but I never thought if they were presented with that from a student that is seemingly a peer, what would they do? So we had to come home and talk all about that and stuff like that. Because I'm like, yeah, man. Because I asked her, I was like, what should I need some help. Because, our pediatrician has been with us since day one. with all the kids. So she knows us better than everybody, and I trust her like, she's just my go-to. But she was like, yeah, you got this. Yeah, again, that was like, am I doing the right thing? What should I do? I had to consult with her to, because I'm like, I don't know if I should do this. But she was like, they're gonna be fine. They are gonna be fine. So yeah, whole experience, not a good one, but I made the best of it. Despite being told, I couldn't meet the principal. I had to wait. Y'all, when I left that school, I tell you, I went up in there at 10 o'clock. I went to school that day. That's what I did. I went to school. It was 10 o'clock. I didn't leave that school till 4 o'clock that day. Never again. Never. I'm not going to nobody else's school to enroll these kids. It can't happen. I can't. I'm over it. Fill out this, do that. I'm trying to make sure, and then it's repetitive, and man, you got to make sure the stuff is right, the numbers right, and man, it's just boring. Yeah, too much, but that was too long, and the whole experience was a mess. But I'm just glad that I had some company, and everybody in that room, in those rooms, agreed with me, and they had, and some of them, they weren't all like kindergarten parents. They were, that never had kids in school and didn't know what to do. They were upper level. I met somebody had a fifth grader. She had some questions too. Her child had Asperger's, and they were from out of state. So it was just like everybody had questions and stuff, but it was just crazy because nobody could answer those questions. It was like, what the heck are y'all doing? Y'all are supposed to be the officials, and you can't even answer the questions. What good are you? So I had to exercise a lot of patience. Like I said, I didn't leave. A lot of people left, but it's one of those, you live, you learn, and you grow. So I can't. I'm not giving. I'm not giving advice. Oh, well, go put your kids in school because that's what I see everybody online doing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving you my scenario of what could happen, what did happen, how I went, how I handled it, and yeah, it's a lot. It's still a lot. Like I said, lunch. I gave myself a lot of grace with lunch. That's a shock. I gotta work, man. I told you, I'm hot. I'm old. Lecture bill. Got lunch, food. This is just too much. I'm just stressed out. Yeah. If I wasn't going through menopause, I'm going through it now. So to each his own. I just think everybody need to. I'm from El Paso. Hey, I knew immediately it wasn't one of my people responsible for the shooting. All right, all right. See, I understand. I'm not taking that as racist or anything, but I know, yeah, that's just how they do. They profile everybody. A black man, a black woman, a white man, and I'm like, can you just? We can draw our own conclusion, but why you got to sit there and profile people? Like I just. But and that right there just makes us automatically aware. Okay, we know we didn't do that. We know who it was. What does your day look like now? Yeah, I'm gonna come back with that, but I can give you a little rundown. Well, obviously, right now I'm doing this, talking to you guys, which I haven't had time for. I go to the gym, I come back, I get showered, get dressed, I clean up the kitchen. I don't do nothing. I sit down, I get bored. No, I just I have to answer emails. I have to I might have to finish working on whatever articles or whatever I'm working on. That type of thing. I do have some a little bit of free time. Sometime I forget about dinner. It's I'm trying to find a balance right now, and that's what I have to talk about. It seems like I would have more time, but I kind of traded. I have more of a thing to deal with because obviously the school is not, I have more of a load. The school is not really doing what they're supposed to do. It's just giving me time with them gone, if that makes sense. But I still have more of a load. I got a lesson plan, because like I showed you that paper that A is for astronaut. That's not it. I can't have my child doing that again. She's not ever, she wouldn't even pay attention. So I'm still, a lesson plan and stuff like that. And work. I work. That's what I'm doing. It just, they come home from school after I finish pretty much everything. And by the time they go to bed, I probably still, go back to working on stuff. I do get them in bed at 8, which is totally different. So I do have some more time to work in between that time and the time I go to bed. Um, what else haven't I figured out? I don't know. I'm just trying to balance stuff because I gotta make lunch. Oh man, I hate making lunch. I hate making lunch. I gotta figure that thing out. But yeah, I gotta make lunch. The girls' hair I braided last week. I was gonna take it down and wash, but I did not because they had all had this little cold symptoms. So, and it's still good for this week. But I did Zion. I did Zion because her hair is not braided. I did the braids and beads. So that's just something that I have to, it's a dedicated, again, I have to go back to years and years and years ago when I had the other girls. Saturday. I honestly, I don't even know how I did that because I used to have to work. I'd be working all day Saturday, all day Sunday. I don't know what I did. Maybe I got up on Monday and did their hair. I can't even remember. But I know I worked 16 hours. So I don't know what the heck I did. I think I probably braided their hair too. I'm just trying to figure it out. But when I figure it out, it's just kind of random right now. I just know I'm floating. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting, by the skin of my pants. I'm just getting things done. I'm trying to get into it's a transition. So I'm trying to get into a routine myself to get myself back on track. And honestly, I can't say I've had any leisure time. I had to make myself that day they went to school, that first day, say I'm not doing any work. I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna just sit here and chill. I was bored. I didn't know. I'm like, let me call everybody at work. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, I don't know what to do. I just I had no clue. So it's a good feeling, but I think once you get the hang, get into a routine, it'll be smoother. Right now, it's just chaos. But I can imagine for somebody that does not have anything or is not working, I should say, because everybody have something to do, but it's not working. It probably would be a different experience if you just don't even have to go outside to work, or if you're not staying at home to work. Um, it would be a different experience. Cleaning house. That's people don't take that as working. Cause yeah, ain't nobody paying you to do that. I'm talking about paid job. I got to get paid. So I'd still have stuff to do. It's not like I'm sitting here cleaning my house all day. And yeah, y'all see laundry back there again. That didn't stop. But as far as it's changing a lot of things, travel wise, planning and stuff like that, because now we can't just get up and go somewhere for whatever, we have to plan it on the school holiday. So that was kind of, I'm just not, yeah, that makes me I'm a little bothered because we just don't have that freedom anymore. That kind of freedom is gone. But we shall see what happens. Like I said, this is not the end all. So, I'm kind of restricted in that way, if that makes sense. But other than that, I didn't really say anything yet. I'll just be vlogging and telling you guys random stuff, how the time is going and stuff like that. I think you guys probably wouldn't understand that day I came on and I said, I think that was maybe last week or the week before. It was a Saturday, I think. I don't know if it was a Saturday. It might have been. I was on the way to the store when I said they trying me. Now you guys know, because you guys didn't know what was going on, school and all that kind of stuff. That was the reason why I came on with that, because I was like, I just don't know what to do. I gotta say something, but I wasn't ready to, get all this. The week wasn't done yet. That's what it was. It was that Saturday, I think. They had just been to school 2 days, and it was just like, oh my goodness. So, yeah, sometimes stuff don't make sense, but I come back and make it make sense. Anyway, I said, you guys, I just wish everybody the best, year. And again, I'm gonna keep up with the vlogs, keep up with the, with the videos, and try to get them out. So you guys can still see, like I say, we are still homeschooling. Nothing really stopped. I gotta work, man. We got bills. We got a lot of kids and mouths and stuff. It is what it is, and we're not rich. I wish, I wish. No. I don't. I would give it away. Trust me, I give it away. But, yeah, we just need a little bit more rich. A little bit more. I just need to kick them out of my house or something. I don't know. Um, yeah, because they just cost too much money. They cost too much money, y'all. I didn't think. You guys, thank you guys for the comments and the wishes and going over to Sylvia and showing her some love, and praying for them and stuff like that. If you didn't see the end of yesterday, um, yeah, go over there and watch that little video and find out what's going on. She wasn't here earlier, and I know she's not. I'm getting ready to call and find out. But if you go, don't expect a response. And I don't think she has put up a video message yet. I just kind of did the do. And obviously it's working because I'm getting comments, because I know a lot of you all, my viewers watch her. A lot of her viewers watch me. So everybody's finding out, what's going on. But it's a very serious situation. And I just, I had a rough night. I had a rough day, just because that's where my heart is, my thoughts and stuff like that. So I don't have, it's kind of hard, it's kind of hard. Yeah, I'm that type of person. Somebody tell me something like that, I just feel for people. I'm just, to my friends, even if a complete stranger, it just bothers me like that. So, yeah, thank you for doing that, and just keep the prayers coming, and y'all pray for us, pray for me. I'm praying for you. Like I said, school in itself, I don't care if you're homeschool, public school, got a tutor, got a chart, whatever. It's hard. It is very hard. But I will see you guys. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you want. Update. Like I said, I will address the little more of what my day looks like. I will vlog stuff and just show you guys what my day actually looks like, because it's random right now. But until then, I will see you all. Be blessed. What did that say? Read that last comment. I'm praying for her. Hearing about Andrea Mills was hard enough. Life is too short. Exactly. Yeah, it's too short, and that is exactly why I say I can't. I'm too old. It's a blessing I made to 45, but I gotta, I have to. I have goals myself. My kids are gonna progress, and I need to do for myself. They're okay where they are. That's the best decision for our family for right now. So, I'm not the one to, what if I did, I need to, what am I trying to say? Wonder later on, if I wish I could have done this, I wish I could have done that. Every day I'm doing, I'm writing, I'm accomplishing, I'm making goals and setting goals. So, yeah, I don't like to, well, I wish I could have did that. I had to do this. No, I'm just going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do me. I can't lose myself. I always encourage you guys, women, ladies, mommies, you need to find yourself. In your 40s, you find yourself. You get yourself back. You get your life back. Leave them kids alone. Get your life back, because you're going to go through mental stuff with, what do you call that? Hormones and menopause, and you just go crazy, and stuff irritates you that didn't, and you're gonna lose it if you don't get yourself back. My kids can make food, and yeah, I forgot. Yeah, we got stuff like that. The twins cooking and stuff like that. They can manage. But if you don't get your life in your 40s, you can forget it. You're gonna be lost. You're gonna be miserable, because they're gonna leave, and you're not gonna know what to do. Your husband is not gonna be bothered with you, because he don't want to hear you whining. Trust me. And I got some more stuff on that too. We're gonna talk about the little husband stuff later on. But anyway, yep, do your own thing. Peace out, y'all.